Okay. I'm Mrs. Angela Taylor. I'm finding this increasingly difficult. I can't get anyone to help me. Not solicitors, not the police. I've been dragged out of my house by organised criminal gang dressed up as bailiffs, issuing fake eviction notices and so I wanted to really go back on my holiday. I got that usual thing when I pre-book a holiday that I'm put in the furthest room. Yeah, well, this only, yeah, so I arrived there at night. They put me in a part of the hotel that they're not even using. You know, it's off season, so they've obviously shut that part of the hotel down. No phone, no bedspreads even on the beds. Anyway, I insisted they weren't going to move me, but I insisted they were going to move me. I was going to sleep in the foyer, and I find when you raise your voice and let everybody hear what is being said, because I said, why would you put somebody travelling alone, a woman travelling on their own, in the furthest part of the hotel, where there's no lights, no neighbours, no phone? I said, no, I'm not having it. No, they moved me. They moved me to a room that I think didn't have cameras when I first moved in there. Only because I was broken into halfway through the week and nothing was taken. You know, the doors was left open at the back, but nothing was taken, which can only mean that they've took pictures of things or they've left something. And cameras are the usual. So yeah, that was one thing. The back doors didn't lock. The front doors didn't lock. I had to insist on them repairing the front and back doors, which they did, and the phone didn't work. I mean, the phone really only calls, well, it does get an outside line, but they weren't going to let me get an outside line. And this was just in the first week. I was away for 2, so it was it's really harrowing. I had to keep moving the beds about, putting alarms on the windows and doors, which I would do anyway. But yeah, they did get me, and you know, I'm in a lot of pain, and I thought I'll have a hammer while I'm out there. Turkish bath and massage, but no, I didn't get a massage. I got that smart dust, whatever they call it, mixed in with the oil. I still bits all over me, and it's their usual thing. So, do you know, I shouldn't. They wasn't really giving me a massage. She was just rubbing something into my skin, which, you know, I totally wasn't. I wanted a deep muscle massage, but no, I got a deep smart dust rub down And I'm allergic to it, so, you know, it was total confirmation. I had a bright red face. I stopped her halfway because I could see her adding this stuff to it, and I told her not to. I should have just walked out there, and then... Hindsight is a wonderful thing. Really wonderful thing. But yeah, I was followed everywhere. It was mostly local people. There wasn't a lot of English people there, so I kind of knew the English people that was there or came over on a flight to London, because the people that broke into my house, I saw them coming back from my apartment, from the back of my apartment. They was the same ones who was right beside me on the plane. I mean, I'd like to say, oh, they just must think I'm really stupid, but the fact is they know I can't do anything about it. They know that no one's going to help me. They know I can't phone no one. They know I can't send any emails to anyone. They know. So, I don't know. So yeah, that was my holiday. It was not as harrowing as the first night was, when I posted, well, I know something really bad was going to happen if they didn't move me to where, you know, to the centre of the hotel where there was actually other people. So, yeah, well, anyway, I got back. Yeah, and if you need to know what smart dust is, yeah, you can Google it. They also burnt more holes in my back and my head. They was getting in somehow. The hotel seemed to specialise in that, helping these people, probably with government clearance. I know. So yeah, I'm, what time is it? So I've been coming to the solicitors again. I've been doing this now for 5 years, trying to get an appointment. And despite telling them, you know, you're being attacked, the police won't help you, can't get medical help, blah, 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 they don't have capacity. Well, of course, you know, they're duty solicitors. They actually have a duty. to report things. So, we'll see. But there I am. Hodge Jones and Allan. Hiya. I came in to get an appointment to see a defence solicitor and civil rights. Yeah, and they said that they will contact my son, they haven't. So, yes. I'm being attacked constantly, you know?
Is it that you need, who are you being attacked by? Who is it that
I don't know, but it has to be the jail institutions.
Yeah.
I've been abducted 4 times by the police.
Yeah.
They're ignoring every, for me to go down there to report being attacked. They've even stolen my home away from me. But I can't do anything while I'm in this cyber custody, and I can't email no one, and I can't phone no one.
Yeah.
You know, and I need
What's your name again?
Mrs. Angela Taylor.
Because I remember you came in before, didn't you? And we actually said,
I've been coming in here now for like 5-6 years, trying to get an appointment, and I'm totally ignored. Yes, I'm totally ignored every time.
I'm wondering if that's a long time.
But you see, this thing that they do to me, this cyber custody, anyone I try to call, they answer the call because I'm totally hacked, you know, totally monitored and hacked. So they actually answer my calls, pretending to be the people that I've called, or they're going to call me back, and then they pretend to be the people and then tell me, oh no, we can't help you, we haven't got capacity.
I don't think they have actually.
But it doesn't matter, you've still got a duty, you know? If I can't report something to the police and I'm telling you that I'm being attacked constantly, my head's being burnt, they're drilling holes in my head, I've got burns all over my back, all over my body.
So, your phone number at the moment, what's your mobile number?
Do you know, I've just said no one can call me, that's why I come in.
Yeah, that's probably...
I've given you my son's number.
Yeah, and what's your son's name?
Cameron Taylor.
Cameron?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's his number again? And what I'm going to have to do is send a call back and see if someone can... Have you got his number on you at the moment?
Yeah, I'll write it down for you.
You can tell me, I can write it for you.
No, I'll write it down. Because I don't know how to... It's different when you say it.
Because what I'll do is I'll just send a call back request and see if they can call you to let you know whether they still have... So what I'll do is I'll just send a call back request to Civil Licks and see if they can see you're getting hounded a lot by the police.
But I still need a defence.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a illegal, unlawful custody. You know, if I was abducted off the street by somebody that worked in a prison and locked up in a prison there, do you know what I mean? There would be hell to pay, wouldn't there? And this is exactly the same thing. I haven't been taken to court, I haven't been charged with anything, nobody's spoken to me, I am just... Look, I am covered in burns all over my body. Done for years and years. Can you see the holes there? But it's worse on my back.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to send both the crime and civil and see if they can give you a call back to see if they've got capacity for you.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, get a solicitor for the housing. Yeah. This, you know, this is like an organised criminal gang that have got people in the police, people in the justice system, people in the NHS, because I can't even get medical help.
Yeah. Okay,
you know?
So what we do,
I've got broken ribs, I've got a broken nose, I've got burns all over me. You know, my hairline's just disappeared.
Okay, so did you want housing, criminal and civil liberties and free?
Yes, please.
Right,
Yeah.
I'll send a message, a call back.
Because I won my house. I had it there for 12 years without proper tenancy. It was awarded to me. Then I had these supposed bailiffs, fake papers, fake eviction notice, dragging me out of my home, when they should have been paying me back my rent because there was no tenancy. There was no contract. Do you know what I mean?
So what I'll do for you is I'll send to all 3 departments a call back.
Yeah.
And hopefully somebody will call you back and see if they can actually help you and see what's going on. Alright, so this is the number that's the best to reach you on your
Yeah, no, and see, I do this all the time. I mean, I would hate to have to take, you know, Hodge Jones and Allan, right, to court, because they have failed in their duty. I haven't even been able to speak to a solicitor, and it's a lot of years. You can't say you didn't have capacity for all them years.
So over 6 years?
Yes.
And what I'll do is I'll send to all 3 departments, and let's hope that at least someone's got to come back to you and say what they can do.
Well, I doubt they will, but I will be coming back here, but then I will probably be serving you with notice.
Yeah, I'll let them know anyway and see what's going on. Clearly,
yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Do you know, I've recorded the last 2 times I've come in here. I mean, that's proof that they haven't given me a solicitor. And capacity for, they love, do you know that people involved in this stuff, that they love the word capacity. They ain't got the capacity to help me, and they try and say I haven't got the capacity to understand what they're saying.
It really looks like.
Anyway, I'm going to post this and the recordings of going in there. So yeah, I've probably whizzed all around the screen. Who knows? But you know, I'm totally isolated. And it's like you say, how can you be totally isolated in London? How can... How can they be everywhere? How can they be somewhere before I get there? How can they know that they have to refuse me? You know, when I first started this, I did get some help. But what I did was I looked up the open source licensing. You know, it's right at the very beginning, around 2019, when it got really, really bad, when I left. Well, for me then, it was really, really bad. Of course, it got an awful lot worse. But when it got an awful lot worse, I really had a gist of what was happening. But, you know, I had people trying to kill me. People coming out of nowhere. Anyway, I knew what was going on, but right from the very beginning, I knew I was being hacked. And I found these open source licenses, and I got Malwarebytes app, and it tells you exactly what them licenses are for, and it's really so as they can access, steal, change. But they literally, I mean, they literally have more control over your phone or device than you do. So yeah, I got the address of these licenses, and I told them what was happening, you know. And I think at that point, the first couple of years, it was like these one rogue person wanting to keep things all quiet. Heidi Bentley, her name was, or the one that she was using, teamed up with my ex and my mum, my ex being David William John Cooper. Horrendous thing they put me through. Anyway, I was giving them updates because I was actually accessing their conversations through my predictive text. There is a video that I done it, a very short video on how they speak to me. I mean, I ignore them most of the time. I mean, they're just complete psychopaths. It's all about rape and murder and raping this silly, childish, cryptic way she talks. I mean, totally. It's like a nightmare. It's like living a nightmare. And you know them nightmares where you're screaming for help, but you can't scream. Well, this is very similar. Except that I can scream, but my screams don't go nowhere. If I was screaming out loud, they would have the police section me. do you know? I mean, they've only done it 4 times, abducted me off the street. I weren't even screaming. Once, I mean, twice cuffed. Once dragged out of my home and cuffed. Nearly broke my arm. I felt it crack. I haven't been able to get medical help. Once chloroformed. They had many attempts just turning up at the hotel, but I think they decided not to pursue it. Yeah, they think nothing of busting down your door and dragging you out because they're concerned about you. You ain't spoken to no one. You ain't hurt no one. So anyway, yeah, as I was saying, because I get so distracted, I started writing to the GitHub. And I started telling them what was happening. It said in this thing that I read about the GitHub and, you know, complaints, and put as much information as you can. Anyway, I knew I was getting through because, you know, at that time, because I was actually accessing their database and they didn't know, and I was actually picking up their conversations, I was picking up the conversations of this company, calling them and questioning them, and the silly, pathetic replies. Oh, I did it on accident. Things like, oh, I mean, I was really getting some conversations. A lot of them I didn't even want to read anyway, because they're psychopaths. And yeah, so I knew they was on them, and it was giving me this, you know, at this point, blimey, it'd only been like a year and a half, which is an astronomical amount of time to be horrendously attacked and abused and raped and beaten and followed and harassed and hacked. And I mean, sometimes I even asked her questions on it. This is when she actually found me in there. This is my phone. She's hacking my phone. This is my database with all her stuff on it. But when she realised that I was actually able to read everything that she was saying and doing, she somehow cut that off. So now I only get what she wants to give me. So it's incredibly boring, and yeah, I don't even bother my time. But you know, she's so big-headed. You know, ask a question, and so, you know, you can't get any help. You can't do anything about it anyway. I'll tell you. She was telling me why she killed the girls. She told me. Anyway, I said, who is it? Because I wasn't getting no replies from them, because I know they were stealing them. And they were talking about stealing them on the thing. So, you know, it wasn't like, oh, what shall I do about it? I know they were stealing it. I know who was stealing it. I know who was stealing it. Because Reese, who was a friend of my son, was very, very often talking to my mum. He has a brother, one of them's a policeman and the other one's a postman. And I even got messages off my mum's phone saying about the sorting office at Islington. You know, I was so obvious everything that they was doing. I just couldn't get through to anybody. Well, I did, and evidently she said he's a very important person. He's a very important person. Well, for a long time I didn't know who this very important person was. I didn't think for a second that it would be Bill Gates. Although the GitHub is a subsidiary of Microsoft, and in reference to the big man. Oh, it's only, who's dealing with it? Yeah, it's only the big man himself. So, and I doubt that's Obama. Do you know, I don't know who, but I did get the conversations when they was talking to them, and they needed to get approval for them to, or permission to put this onto authorities. So, you know, I was lucky enough that I was picking all this up on my phone, so I could actually write a letter giving them permission. I mean, I knew all my stuff was hacked. I knew there was bank accounts in Lloyd's, Royal Bank of Scotland. I knew the people in Halifax was all involved, and I mean, I know an awful lot more now, but so I had to give them permission to look into anything with my name on it, because I knew that I owned an awful lot of stuff that I didn't know that I owned. Whether they were buying things in my name. And I also knew that they had direct debits set up for the people that was involved, because I picked that up as well. So I told them that you'll find most of the people involved are all set up with a direct debit or a direct payment scheme. So anyway, I was writing these letters. I wasn't getting any replies, but my mum had a set of burns in exactly the same place as me, right across her shoulders. So obviously they caught her. She weren't giving up to me. She said, yeah, I just got some salt. I mean, you couldn't, you can't even make this shit up. But I knew what they was. Anybody who knows what they are knows what they are. And you know, so they'd put her in this cyber custody. So it was all kind of, I really felt like something was happening. It was happening for a little while. until it wasn't. Until I think it was obvious that I was so nailed down and there was so many people involved. Apart from being hard work, rounding them all up. I mean, they was obviously offered an awful lot of money to turn the tables onto me. And I tell you what, when they did, and you know, these higher authorities, what was that, the FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, well, what they was doing to me, these ain't no little offences, these are really, really hefty. And I did see this thing saying, I wouldn't have expected this from a member of staff. So I'm thinking she works for the GitHub. And I did think that. But in actual fact, I must have been picking up somebody that was speaking from one of the authorities, because I keep saying, you know, I've got all these cameras on me. I am being followed by government, you know, men in black, police, secret. I mean, it wasn't like that then, but this is how it got. It went from gangs and druggies and, you know, trying to kill me, following me, to I got out of London and I've got people in black police gear following me everywhere I go. So yeah, as I was saying, I was getting action on this thing. It was taken to court, and she blatantly told me she'd paid the judge. I went to the police station and asked if they was in court, and they said yesterday. Wouldn't give me the verdict, but she told me it was a verdict, that it was not guilty, and then somebody objected to it. So I mean, I don't even know where this court thing is, but it was on the police thing. After that, police wouldn't give me no details. It was all data protection. No data protection on a people's right to know. Yeah, so I don't get no information now from the police. Don't get no information. I don't get none from anybody. Except for her. Not I can do anything about it. But yeah, I got more nailed down. And I started seeing these things about Elon Musk and his open source this and open source that, and the penny dropped. And then his fascination with Neuralink, and all they're doing is drilling holes in my head. That was all they're doing. The main thing that they're doing now, they've been doing since 2020, drilling holes in my head. This is when it turned. They put like little brackets in my head. In certain places in my head and in my face. And if you get them pictures of these mind reading things that they have, and it's like a hat with these plugs all around, but the wires are coming out. No, this is the wires are inside. That in 2020, when I was the HS2 protest camp, they'd done major surgery on my head. major surgery. And haven't stopped to this day. They won't stop. I mean, I doubt that I'm the only person he's done it to. I mean, awful to be called a test monkey anyway. But how many monkeys died? I don't believe that he was experimenting on monkeys. One, because I had all the holes and brackets and things burnt into my face and my temples and all over my head, and a big bandage bolted into my head. And what they've done to me. As I pull things out, they put them back in the next. I mean, it's awful, terrible, these things happening. And then when you actually see what you're up against, the fact that no one will help. Too much. But I have to keep plodding on. I mean, I'm disabled. I've got chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. It's hard to move. It's hard to find the energy to do these things. And especially when you know what you're going to be met with. But I suppose I've got to prove what I'm met with everywhere I go. I got to prove that these people aren't just attacking me. They're preventing me from. I mean, even these videos. I say, please share it, or please report it, or please do something, because you know they're hidden. I mean, it was blatantly shadow banned, but I don't think they're shadow banned now. But, you know, they do something with the algorithm, so it's not actually placed on anybody's screen. You have to search for it. So, yeah, somebody could accidentally share it. Kick it off in the right direction, it would be wonderful. Because I really do, you know. Hard work. I mean, I even go to the court. You know, like people, they say go to the court and pick up the papers. Oh no, I go to the court and the security tell me, oh no, it's not a working court, they haven't got a reception. You have to put things in a drop box. Well, yeah, I do believe he's lying. What can I do about it? Security don't let you in a building, like they don't let me in the tax office. Like they don't let me in New Scotland Yard. I'm not allowed to walk through the doors there either. No, you have to have an appointment. Ridiculous.
It's Alex Warren, Carrier Home on Hits Radio for you, sounding so lovely today.
Yeah, I'll keep the update. I mean, I've written to the judge, I've put it in the Dropbox, I recorded myself doing it. Just gotta keep going. Yeah, and I feel like I have to add, because it's an identity problem. Because someone is accessing my money, so you have to think, who can access your money? So I'm trying to close all the gaps by saying I married my husband in 1986, Ronald Patrick Taylor. I never got a divorce. I never got remarried. I'm not dead, I'm not mentally ill. I've never given anyone permission to use my name. I've never given anyone power of attorney to act on my behalf, claiming any money that has anything to do with me. I'm not dead. I've got to get through to somebody. So yeah, I'll leave it there because I still have an awful lot to say about an awful lot of things, and I think, yeah, I'll do another video. I need to do them too long and people don't want to start. So until next time.